Yeah, thanks for asking about my experience on piracy. Actually, I was in captivity of Somali pirates for about 8 months in Somalia in the year 2010, when one of my ship was held in captivity along with the crew. Uh, and we were en route from Kandla in India towards Belgium, and the ship was pirated off Gulf of Aden area. And there we were, the six of the pirates. They came on board with machine guns and RPGs and a lot of AK-47s with them. They fired on the ship, and that's how they came on board within, I think, a span of just 20 minutes. And we were held as hostage for the rest of our time there. The negotiations started up with the company whereby they demanded a lot of money, but it ended up somewhere closer to what they were looking at it. In the due process, it was quite a bad experience for the crew and all the family members. During my captivity, there was a lot of mental and physical trauma, as well as a lot of brutal assault which has occurred on the crew of my ship, especially the top officers, the top rank officers of the ship. And when we returned back, we were badly in need of some medical support. We were looked after by the company, in that they provided us with a doctor and medical physical health and all. But yeah, there was I think more needed in terms of moral support. There was something more needed in terms of the psychological aspects to look after the seafarers. That was somewhere I think it should have been there, which I think was missing somewhere on the line. That's where I really thought about, together with what the other families were ongoing at that moment, that we need to give them the moral support. That is what is, I think, the crucial part of the whole humanitarian support, that the families needs somebody to be there with them, to listen to them, to guide them, to understand what they are going through. And that's where we programmed out the way we worked in the region in South Asia to help and support the families during that time, and to stand by them in their ordeal. Yeah. In India, we have formed a small group. It's called the Program Steering Group, which is chaired by Mr. Michael Pinto. And we have partners from industry, we have partners from the unions and the welfare associations, we have partners from the professional associations who have come together and to help in supporting the families of those seafarers who need assistance. And remarkably, we have tried to be there with the families during this time, and not only to provide them moral support, but also in some cases financial aspects have also been looked after well. And the jobs for the families have been, we have also tried and supported them with through the government, that the families are being supported with jobs, so that they can earn some livelihood in case when they have no other means to earn their income. Medicals and psychological aspects have been looked after for the families when in distress. And similarly, when the seafarers have returned back, they have been very well looked after by the program in ensuring that they stand up again on their own. Their full rehabilitation work is being taken up, reintegrating them back into the society, and so that they live their life peaceful from there on. Well, in the program has seen lots of ups and downs, where we have seafarers who were affected by Somali piracy were in large numbers been held in captivity of Somali pirates in the last years, and then we have returned. We have tried our level best so that they can return back home now. So very proud to say that all the South Asian seafarers have now been returned from Somali captivity. But we are very disturbed to hear about the incidents happening out in West Africa regions, and also in Southeast Asia, where a lot of seafarers been getting affected due to the piracy and armed robbery, and basically hostage taking from the ship, or it's a cargo theft from the ship. All this is adding a lot of stress on the seafarers when they are transiting through this high risk area. Although they might not have been pirated, but still the stress is at large. So we need to focus on these areas as well, we need to ensure that the seafarers are prepared well to whenever they go out on ship. Piracy can be there was there in Indian Ocean, but it has shown its impact in the Western African region, and also in South China Sea, and in many other parts of the world. So we have to make sure that we don't need to be complacent, and there's what our focus should be. And we are trying to do that through awareness sessions and through training sessions among the seafarers, that what they need to know about piracy and how they need to prepare themselves well enough. And so that's why I've been regularly meeting with the seafarers in different maritime colleges around India to focus on these aspects. Well, the piracy awareness trainings, we try to focus on to the seafarers who have been at sea. So for that, we try to explain them, because they can correlate easily that what's happening down in the high seas. We explain them that how you need to best harden your ship, what are the best techniques available, and where you can find more information about it. What is the importance of reporting of an incident? Why do you need to report, and whom do you report to when you see any suspicious activity out at sea? And then if you're pirated, what you need to how you need to respond, because it's a human behavior. Everybody responds to an incident or a crisis differently, and so we want to make sure that tell them that, see, it's not that you are fault, it's the situation where you are in. It's quite difficult to handle, and that's why you need to be calmed down in that particular situation. That makes a lot of difference, that you need to control your emotions in that time. And what advices you need to give to your families, that is also very important, because we have seen in our previous experiences in dealing with the families of the hijacked seafarers, some of the families didn't even knew where my son or my husband has joined it from, which company is he sailing from, what has happened to him. So it's quite difficult for them to live under those conditions, and that's what we try and put our emphasis on. Yeah, well, the group is we are still focusing on the piracy incident, because we feel that there is a lot more to do on that aspect as well. But at the same time, since the Somali piracy has been thankfully very low, we have hearing very low number of incidents happening down in Somali piracy, and in that we are very happy to note that there is no successful hijack in the Indian Ocean since last almost now 4 years. And so therefore the group, the program steering group in India, have recommended that we should expand our role to beyond piracy, so that we can use the expertise and the experience what the program has gained in dealing with the families of these hijacked crew, so that we can try and help those seafarers and families who have been affected by other kinds of crises at sea. These crises can include missing seafarers at sea, those who are committing suicides. There's a lot of numbers, alarming numbers, which we have monitored, that the lot of seafarers are doing suicides at sea, which is very sad to note that. And therefore we are now formulating a program on how we can deal with that situations. In a couple of occasions we have been approached by different seafarers and their families, and also with the manning agents, to help them when the seafarers are held in jails in different regions around the world. And so we have tried to put them in touch with the correct agencies and the other associations who are working on their cases. Well, as far as the South Asia is concerned, we have seen very large number of seafarers who have returned back to sea, and this is because a lot of positive efforts have been taken place by the governments, by the industry, by other agencies associated with it, to ensure that the seafarers get the right support they need during this time. And most of the companies have taken very good care of their seafarers, and therefore the seafarers have returned back to sea, and they have forgot what has happened and have moved forward in their life. But it's only a very few number of seafarers who need good counseling, good support, good moral support from the family, and also from other society, the shipping fraternity, and thereby to help them to overcome all these things. And personally have seen a very few, a small percentage of seafarers who have not been able to go back to sea because of various reasons, some of them for physical health, some of them for their age, and etc. So I feel that most of them are willing to go back at sea, provided that they have been given some good support. On your question that what other support is available or what they can do on other if they do not wish to go back and sea. Initially, we have been approached by some seafarers that they fear to go back in high seas. So we have advised them even they can take an option to go back on a coastal ship which runs around India, or we can go on a tug or on a barge, which is very close to runs very close or internal on the internal coast of the India. Thereby, they can always be in contact with their families. There are also options available for them to go work in shipyards or on shore jobs which are provided by the companies. So we try and approach the government and the companies to help them in their further rehabilitation. In South Asia, I think we have been blessed to have a very active Indian government, where the Director General of Shipping, Mr. Deepak Shetty, has been very helpful in assisting those seafarers who have been affected by piracy and to take care of them during the whole rehabilitation and integration process. They have been provided financial support by the government during when the companies have not turned up in some of the cases. Other than that, seafarers' time while they were in captivity have been also, they have issued a circular in which they said that the seafarers who are held in captivity, their time will be counted for the sea time, as a sea time, so that they can appear for the higher exams. And this is what was, I think, quite appreciable that the government has moved an extra step ahead so that the seafarers can again return back to ship in a better position and restoring their dignity. That is what is very important. It's I think seeing this, the Bangladesh government has also come forward. They have also supported the seafarers with good support, and I think that the other governments in the region will also look at this aspect and will be motivated to do more for the seafarers in the coming days and future.